Welcome inside the locker room on a feel good Friday morning on the Smooth Breakfast here on Smooth 98.1. This is your love music, love life, love sports station as well. 16 minutes past 8 a.m. It's the 27th day of February 2026, the final Friday of the month. We are thankful to be here at this point in time. My name is Ayokunmi Kekirea. Great time to talk sports, as it always is, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the Smooth Breakfast at 8:15. It's going to be another bump package and so much lined up and so much for you to actually enjoy. But talking about enjoyment, it never is the locker room without the one and only Tega Supreme joining me. Tega, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ayokunmi. Thank God it's Friday. All right, so that's it. Thank God it's Friday, and we look
Oh,
forward to
yes.
an interesting weekend because this weekend there's a London derby. There's Juventus taking on Roma. I will be talking about that. There's Barcelona taking on Villarreal. So
Mm.
all all three leagues have some very good looking, mouth watering clashes. All right. We'll talk about all of that. We'll also wrap up what's happening in Abu Dhabi, in Acapulco. I told you there's still things happening in Mexico. So those of you that say, Menchi, I'm not going to the World Cup. Better go to the World Cup and have fun. All right. um, in Acapulco, Sasha Zverev was taken out. Number one seed there, he was taken out. In fact, he was in shock when they took him out. But yeah, he was beaten. So all of that and more to be discussed inside the locker room this morning. Now, before we do any of that discussion, I know we have all seen the video, and everybody has their take. Truth be told, after playing that kind of match, and I think that's why they do the interviews immediately after the matches, because the players' emotions are still raw. They haven't had time to put their thoughts together or, come back from the locker room with all the great analysis. And,
Mm.
and so they put this microphone in front of Victor Osimhen. First of all, shout out to Thierry Henry with his -2 pidgin English. But at least he tried. E for effort, E for effort. All right? He tried. How you dare? How body? He tried. He tried. Um, so, but shout out to him. But, when they asked Victor Simon question, look, the truth of the matter is the first part of the answer, there was no problem. And if that's all he said and he just walked away, it'll be fine. But when you start using words like timid for your teammate, timid is not a complimentary word. Contrary to popular beliefs, timid is not it's not a complimentary word. That's not the word you use when you want to pay a compliment to somebody. And then you
Mm.
say things like, when I try to tell them and they don't listen to me,
What's going on? Are you there, Tega? Ah, okay. It looks like connectivity issues, perhaps. I can still see Tega here, but I can't hear. If you can hear me, Tega, we cannot hear you at the moment. So let's see if that is going to right itself, or if you need to do some refreshing on your end. But I hear what Tega is saying, and we will dive into that particular issue and a whole lot of others. Also looking forward to the weekend. There's a lot of great football on the horizon. So Taya says Tega's going for a foot massage. Tayo, why do you do these things? Why? No, I think she'll sort that out and be back with us pretty shortly. But like I said, there's tennis on the menu, a lot of football as well. Looking at what went down over the week and looking at what's going to be happening over the weekend, especially in the Serie A. Looking at how the Serie A teams decided to collectively get themselves out of the Champions League. I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. But only one of them, and that was Atalanta, who had to do the remontada to get themselves into the round of 16. So we'll look at that as well. We'll get into the Serie A also. Sorry, to the La Liga, I beg your pardon, to talk about Barcelona, and they have injury worries over there. And we'll come to the Premier League as well to talk about Crystal Palace, who battled their way into the Conference League last 16. At least Fiorentina also made it through another Italian team that is doing the business out there. So it's going to be YouTube and WhatsApp this morning for you to join us to share your messages, share your thoughts with us, share your perspectives, and the banter. The banter has to flow around as always. So the WhatsApp number is 0911 999 0981 0911 990 981. That is the WhatsApp number to send your messages to. You can also get your front row seats to all the action on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Those are the ways that you can actually join us this morning in the locker room. Let me see. Have we? Padre Pie is already out there on YouTube. Good morning to you, Padre Pie. Looking forward to your messages as well as other messages that will come in this morning. Let me take a very brief pause. And when we come back in, we'll kick on in the locker room this morning here on Smooth 98.1. Don't go anywhere.
Yes, you're listening to the Smooth Style Ladies Radio.
What's wrong with Tega's?
98.
Ayokunmi, apologies. I don't know what's happening.
Network issues, I guess.
Arsenal fans have gotten to me.
We're not allowed them. We're not allowed them. Don't worry. We're safe. We're safe. Okay.
You're still pausing, but let's go right ahead. You're still freezing on my seat, but let's go right ahead. Let's go.
All right, we're back into the locker room on a Friday morning. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. Ayokunmi Reko here. Alongside me is the one and only Tega Supreme, ready to do supreme justice to the sporting news. Once again, WhatsApp number to share your messages with us 0911 999 0981. Also join the live stream on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Right, Tega, let us start this morning talking about tennis matters. And Daniel Medvedev, yes, he produced a clinical 6-2, 6-1 performance against Jensen Brooksby on Thursday to advance to his third Dubai semifinal and book a showdown with Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Yes, so huge year. Remember this time last year, uh, Medvedev was struggling with results. I think it's just the way he started his season. Just had a baby and then showed up, and apparently very hands-on, active dad. showed up in Australia, and his season kind of went downhill from there. So when he started this season in a couple of tournaments and it wasn't looking good, I think people were like, okay, what's happening to Daniel Medvedev? But at Dubai, he's proven that he can go for semi-finals today, and he's in it against Felix. So I think that's the difference for him. I mentioned earlier that there are various tennis tournaments going on around the men in Dubai and in Acapulco. And in Acapulco, where Sasha was beaten at first in his first match, Daniel Medvedev has gone all the way to the semi-final and he faces Felix. Now the thing is, Felix should be easy fixed for him. But given his current form, and he's meaning both Felix and Medvedev's current form, it's going to be a tough match. But it can also be one of those days because I didn't expect him to beat Brooksby in 1 and 2. I expected a tougher match from that, but he was clinical. He was on it. Everything that could go in went in. And so you could have that kind of day and come up with a fantastic result. Or you could have a day where your opponent is playing brilliantly and struggle. So we wait to see how it turns out for Medvedev. But this is fantastic news, at least, that he got all the way to the semifinals.
A good one for him out there. All right, so talking about tennis, let us talk about a WTA tournament in Texas that has unveiled a rage room for players to take out their frustrations away from the cameras after Coco Gauff's racket smashing outburst at the Australian Open last month sparked debate about privacy at tournaments. what is this all about?
I think this is just futile, because if you're walking into the room, people already know you're going to smash a racket. Yeah. Is that I don't know anything. It's like if you're walking into the kitchen, you're not going there to write an exam, you're going there to find food. If you're walking into the the anger room or whatever it is called, whether there's privacy or the camera sees what
rage room,
people are going to be waiting outside the door and the rage room. People are waiting outside the door to see the smashed racket, or you going in with a racket and coming out without a racket. Either way, we already know what's going down there. And the entire idea of privacy is that nobody needs to know. You don't need to know if I cried. You don't need to know if I smashed my racket. You don't need to know if I kicked my water bottle. You don't need to know. So the entire purpose of creating the room is kind of defeated. Because now I'm walking into the rage room. I'm not walking into the rage room to dance. I'm walking into the rage room to rage. But this is a 250 tournament. I think they're just it's just something to put to try something different and something new. But I can tell them that this feels at this start, because you know what, if this were a Grand Slam tournament or a 1000 a Masters tournament, I don't think anybody's walking into those because people already know. Yeah, she going to smash a racket. She going there to cry. So the purpose is completely defeated. There's still no privacy. But it's a 250 tournament. Let them have fun.
Well, the funny thing about Live Tega is that depending on how that works out, you could just see, the other tournaments and all that. You know what? We can try this one out and see. Stranger things have happened.
That's what I'm saying. Like if this were Grand Slam, I think they can try what they want to try. But I'm saying the purpose is defeated because now we know what you're going to do.
But at least we don't know how you did it. That's the thing.
We don't need to know what we are going to do. Is my point. All right.
Let's take a break here. When we come back in, we'll head over to Italy and talk about Juventus, who are licking their wounds after their painful Champions League exit at the hands of Galatasaray. Stay with us.
Yeah, apologies. I don't even know what happened. I was talking about that Victor Osimhen thing.
Yeah,
anyway, it's Victor Osimhen's story.
I'm quiet. And then
it's Victor Osimhen that his head caught me. His head caught me. He was like, "You two, you will not criticize me." But I wasn't trying to. But how do you call your teammate and say that they don't listen to you like their children? Then the people now have to start doing PR for him. That I actually look. I tell people that don't put me in relationships that I have to be defending you all the time. Just be okay.
That in itself is
Roger
a problem.
Federer it. Eh?
That in itself is a problem. If I have to defend you often, there's problem.
Yeah. Why are we always defending you? Every 2 market days we are defending you. Can you call your teammates teammate? Kilo day. But it's just and I try to tell them and they don't listen to me. I'm like, It's a very Nigerian way to talk, Sha. Is it
Abi, there's a Nigerian in him. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. There's a Nigerian in him. All right, welcome back into the locker room. Second half of the show this Friday morning on the Smooth Breakfast. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life, love sports as well. Ayokunmi Kekirekun here. Tega Supreme with me also. We're having so much fun on the show. You get to join us as well. Share your messages with us on WhatsApp and leave your comments on YouTube. YouTube, we're streaming live at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. And believe me, YouTube is that place for you to get all the best of behind the scenes conversations that we have, the jokes we share, and all that. WhatsApp, you can send your message to us on 0911 999 0981 That is how you can be a part of the conversations this morning. All right, Tega, let us talk about Juventus. Well, they were left wondering what might have been after coming close to mounting an incredible comeback against Galatasaray with 10 men before eventually being knocked out of the Champions League 7-5 on aggregate.
Yeah, it was just a journey too far. And they'd run out of gas, so the car kind of stuttered to a stop. But that's what it was when you give yourself such a hard job to do, conceding 5 goals in the first leg. That's where the problem really came. You don't want to. It's what I was saying when I was off air. Please don't put me under the pressure to have to defend you every 2 market days. And that's what Juventus did. They gave themselves too much to do. 90 minutes, you concede 5 goals, and you now want to pull off the miracle, what they call that Barcelona comeback against PSG. Whatever the
Remontada.
miracle. No, that was not remontada. Remontada usually happens with Real Madrid.
No,
But
no.
you
They
want
called
you
it
want to
the remontada, actually. That particular
yeah,
one,
but
yeah. Or Miracle of
that
Istanbul, perhaps.
or the miracle of Istanbul. That's another one. Remontada is such a Real Madrid thing. I can't even apply it to any other club. I'm sorry. I'm a traditional person. All right. So go get your own name. But yeah, the pull. You now want to start to pull off the miracle in Turin. Let's call it that. And it's tough. But it also was made worse by what I'm seeing now. With referees' decisions, and it is doing my head in. And sometimes you can't really blame them because VAR looks at these things. And VAR is an opportunity to slow it down, take your time, look at
Yeah.
it from all angles, apply context, and then call the referee and say, you know what, you want to check this out. But if they have all the time, the angles, and then they have all the patient, the time to make context, and they still come up with that kind of decision, then it's a problem. Because I've seen this thing happen in basketball, though. They have a rule in basketball that when your opponents jump up to take a shot, you should
Mm.
give him room enough for his leg to land on. I'm like, how do I know how he sleeps? What if he's one of those that kicks out legs? But if you but if you don't give him a space to land on, for his feet to land on, even if you don't touch him with any other part of your body, it is the foul. I've seen it in basketball, and people are arguing that law in basketball. You now put that law in football, and we now have a problem because Kelly is not even looking at the player. He
Exactly
goes
what I said.
eyes, he goes eyes to the ball. He gets the ball, and he's landing, and there's a player's leg where he's supposed to land. In basketball, that's a foul on the player who left his leg in the place. But because of the angle with which he lands the ball on, I understand that it's painful. But was he supposed to suspend in the air till the guy moves? How
Well,
is he supposed to defeat the laws of gravity?
maybe that was the expectation.
So we IFAB again. This is an IFAB thing, and we need to look at it. So IFAB has a lot of work to do this summer. And maybe I should carry placard and go and stand in front of FIFA office. But
That would be a bad
they'll
idea.
be in America preparing for the World Cup. So maybe futile. But yeah, but that singular act of the red card alone just put a lot of pressure on Juventus, because now they have to run twice as much, play twice as hard, and they did try to come back and take it all the way to extra time, but really no gas left in the tank.
At all.
And Galatasaray did what they did, but again, the way Victor Osimhen took that ball, the way he deleted that player, it was a takedown of epic proportions. That's what you want to see from Victor Osimhen. If you have a player like Victor Osimhen on your team, that's what you want to see him do week in, week out. And he did it at a crucial time and at an important time. Scored a good goal for Galatasaray. And I think that goal was the beginning of the comeback. Every goal after that was just toppings. So congratulations to Galatasaray. They did come back. Sad for Juventus, they couldn't make the comeback. But at the end of the day, I think Galatasaray will go into the next round knowing I cannot play like that. Because I'm hearing that they meet either Liverpool or Tottenham today in the draws.
They definitely cannot play the way they play. They need to be
They
at their
can't try
best.
it. They can't try it.
All right, let's talk about another team. Well, the Champions League holders specifically who have made it through. PSG, they fought through a tougher schedule than any other side to reach the last 16 of the Champions League this season, according to their manager, Luis Enrique, after squeezing past Monaco.
I don't think it was the toughest schedule. And again, I think they were helped. Again, the yellow cards that showed up for this particular match, the first yellow card he was given, I was like, that's not even a foul on a playground. Let's not even talk of professional football. You're playing football, your body is going to touch. It's not men's single tennis. And then you show a yellow card for that. Then by the time the second yellow comes, in fact, both fouls, even if you show the yellow card, by the time the second foul happened, it's not an outright, it's still subjective. You can, as a referee, exercise caution, especially as this team was playing brilliantly, went down by a man, and then PSG came back in the first leg. The same thing that happened in the second leg, and this time it was not the stupidity of the player. It was just the over excitement of the referee, if I can call it that, and just put the match in jeopardy. From the minute they went one man down, you kind of knew it was over for Monaco. It was over. So again, tough luck for Monaco. First leg, they shouldn't have given themselves that work with the red card. That red card in the first leg, strictly their fault. But this second leg, you have to look at officiating too and say, you know what, maybe the UCL need to sit down and analyze the cards that were shown in this round and talk to themselves. Because they kind of tilted the game in several people's favor, ultimately.
And that's not the sort of thing we want to see. If you're going to win,
That's
win
not,
clean, win on merit.
yes, let the game be clean. And so PSG is coming through now. And Luis Enrique saying, became through the toughest one. Who tends you to play extra leg? Did you know your mates are qualified automatically? Don't try me.
It's too
If
early
you
on a
came through
Friday
a tough
morning.
time, what did Bodo Glint come through?
Oh, ho. There we
Oh,
are. All right, let's leave the Champions League for now and talk about what's going on in the English Premier League. Well, it's going to be a London derby this weekend. And Diego Mourinho made a positive start to his time at Chelsea. Of course, he had his routine wins against Brentford, Parfors, Crystal Palace, and Wolves. And there were some other ones along the way. But this weekend, it's going to be a game against Arsenal at the Emirates, Tega.
yes, and Mourinho now has an understanding, because he came in and was welcomed with a game against uh, Arsenal. He's seen what the games can be. He was there for was it 4-3 in the Carabao Cup? Was it 4-3 or 3-2? The one that it looked like Arsenal was cruising, and then
Uh, that, was,
Garnacho
that
scored
was
two goals.
that was that was 3-2. I think that was 3-2.
That was 3-2. Yeah, then
Yeah.
Garnacho scored two goals to bring it back. So he's pretty much, he has an idea of what to do, of what's going on, and especially because Arsenal are the team under pressure. Remember, Manchester City will be playing against Leeds, a team that, even if Leeds have been putting in some fantastic shifts, but you expect that Manchester City, in their running form, should be able to get all 3 points against Leeds. And so they would have put Arsenal under pressure with that result. And then, so the nerves, the pressure, barring the football, can get to Arsenal. So he knows that Arsenal is the one with everything to lose here. He's just trying to get into top 4. Arsenal is the one trying to win a league for the first time in decades. And so, and they're the ones who have kind of blown a comfortable lead to what has become a tense relationship at the top of the table. So he can take advantage psychologically of that position that Arsenal will find themselves in, and just mount a little bit of pressure. Just frustrate them by not letting them score a few goals early, and then see what you can nick later on. And that could be season changing for Mikel Arteta and his boys. So it's going to be interesting. He gets the idea. He understands what he has to do. Arsenal are the ones that have to come out again and play brilliant football and show their critics that they are ready to lift this title. Nobody should have brain farts on the day. No Zubimendi back passes. No Declan Rice error. No David Raya hot moments. Just eyes on the ball, get the result, and see if you can keep, giving yourself a gap at the top of the table until you meet Man City. Yeah.
Oh yes, and Chelsea, they are running this season a tough run in Arsenal, Villa, still to be City, United, Liverpool as well.
Man,
it's going to be a tough one for them.
The running is a running, like they are really running to enter them. How did those fixtures come together at the end? That didn't look like the fixtures that started the season for them.
Well,
but hey, here we are.
Here we are. All right, let's leave England and head over to La Liga, where Barcelona announced on Thursday that Netherlands midfielder Frankie de Jong will be out for up to 6 weeks with a leg issue. Another one is biting the dust.
Yes, and Barcelona seems to be struggling with all these injury problems. The 1 minute Pedri's in, the next minute he's out for a couple of weeks. Then Gavi's in, then he's out for most of the season. Then Fermin is in, then he's out for a couple of games. And so in and out, everybody's just coming in through that rotating door of injuries at Barcelona. And it's not making their title defense any easier. To add to the fact that Real Madrid are hot on their tail. It's just a 1 point gap at the top of the table, not a comfortable one. And you could see from the results from Barcelona the weekend prior when they lost to Girona, and then Real Madrid last weekend where they lost to Osasuna. So it's not guaranteed that they're going to win the rest of their matches, and it becomes a tough one. They play against Villarreal this weekend, and it's a tough fixture because Villarreal has been having a pretty good season, and so it doesn't become as an easy match. It comes as one of those matches that Barcelona have to find a way again. Look for 11 players, even if they had to go back to La Masia to bring off some important products and put them on the pitch. But that's what they're going to have to do if they're going to win any trophies this season. It's really tough for Hansi Flick, There's an election in Barcelona. They are struggling financially in the books. So they have a cap of what they can spend and what they cannot spend. And then all these injuries mounting. It makes it tough to put up a title defense. But they're going to have to do it because Real Madrid and Arbeloa, they are ready to pounce on any trophy. Even if it's just to justify why they sacked Alonso.
That's probably one of the biggest
Especially that.
At this point. All right, time to take your messages. Let's see. This is Felix in Mende, Maryland. Felix says, good morning to you, Mr. Ayokunmi and Madam Tega Supreme. Good morning to you, Felix, and happy weekend in advance. So glad Real Madrid completed the job on Benfica. I hope the UEFA draws favors Madrid. Thanks. You will get a tough draw, Felix. You deserve a tough draw. That's all I can say. Nathan Unjoko in Kirikiri Town says, this weekend is lit with greatest football matches, but the one I'm looking forward to is Dortmund versus Bayern. And of course, the Arsenal versus Chelsea game. Liverpool and Arne Slot should just pack one corner, I beg. My chest still pain me from the last week. Bayern is beating Dortmund. Those ones that bottled in the Champions League.
Even if they don't beat themselves, they are so comfortable at the top of the table. It's like, They can afford to do one bonus 3 points.
Nathan further says, I seriously think that Victor Osimhen should by now have gotten himself a PR team, even though he had every right to be angry. They were just wasteful. There is no way in heck that that was a penalty. The truth is in the eyes, and his eyes were on the ball. Gala should have been out for allowing Juve score 2 goals with the man down. Tega, Gala defeated us during the group stage. Oh. Well, I mean, you guys are not good this season, so I'm not surprised that they did, Nathan. Yes, I said what I said. Tayo, Tayo, Tayo said that Tega, when that little interlude happened, they went for a foot massage. I don't know about that one. He then says that Coco Golf, beside a professional tennis player, is truly an influencer. Justice for rackets. I'd rather have a massage room than a rage room. I can agree with that one, Tayo.
Yeah,
Osimhen,
exactly.
despite
Have a
his
massage room. Let them
hmm,
go down there and cool down.
that Osimhen, despite his brilliant prediction, is just unfiltered with his commentary. Everybody just collect. This match is a test for Liam. He can allow either Arsenal to pass or claim top four. Either one, I have banter for both of them. It's a win-win. It's a win-win, Tayo. Win-win situation. Biggie from K2 says, good morning, and Tega and Ayo. Tega and Ayo that will be dancing alongside Mbomo, Ahmad, Bruno Cunha at the Champions League round of 16 fixtures today. After Arsenal face their side chick Tottenham, they will be facing their main wife Chelsea that celebrated 10-men win against Arsenal on Sunday. On Sunday, Arsenal will defeat them 2-0. Well, Biggie, dancing is good for the heart, so I don't mind a little bit of dancing. This is Padre Pio on YouTube who says, I honestly wanted Inter to go through, but man, football hurts. As for the Arsenal game, I know Chelsea will lose, so I can drag LK like Tiger Gen on Monday. Ibuku Kono says, to be effective, the Rage Room should have an entrance that is not viewed by the public. It could be accessed from the locker room. Okay. And LK is here. LK says, Chelsea will lose and lose massively this weekend. I have no hope. Couldn't win against Leeds and Burnley at the bridge. Hopeless team. LK, we will still drag you. Don't try to be forming. We'll drag you.
He's trying to do what they
I'll
call the
leave
reverse
you.
psychology.
Reverse psychology. It will not work. All right, Tega, we gotta go.
All right. On that note, I want to thank you so much for sending your messages via WhatsApp. Thank you for streaming on YouTube. And thank you for tuning in to Smooth 98.1 FM. Remember, it's the weekend again. You know how we do it. Cross your fingers together, put your hands over your head, and pray that your team is not fodder for banter. On that note, go out there and have a fantastic one.
All right, Tega, thank you so much. Go out there and have a fantastic weekend. Looking forward to the show on Monday. Thank you also for joining us in the locker room this Feel Good Friday morning on Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. My name is Ayokunmi Kekiriako. Keep it tuned. This is the smooth side of life.
Will we believe every joke, every every way, every way, every cross?